Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all my members, thank you all my patrons, thank you the 12,000 subscribers that we got. We are trying to hit 15,000 until the end of the year, and the 12 is already amazing, man. I was not expecting that. So thank you, make sure to subscribe to help out get to 15k. And let's get going. So yeah, we had this week, yesterday actually, the confirmation that anti-ship missiles are coming, like the leak said back in the day, right? So yeah, what does that mean? It means that we are going to have a new type of weapon in the game, a type of missile that basically locks onto ships, and it will be basically useless against anything else. How much useful this will be in a normal match, I don't know, but still it's fun to see this type of thing, and I hope they add more of these missiles. The more we get, the more immersion that we have. And in the future, we can see even something like anti-radiation missiles for anti-air defense and seed, basically, right? So, yeah, but let's talk a little bit about the other missiles. We are going to have the AS-34 Kormoran, which is a German-made for the Tornado IDS. And let's talk a little bit about some other things. So Zmin also said that Germany is getting the standard Luftwaffe IDS in the 3 as a researchable, and the Marineflieger will be an event vehicle. So yeah, there will be 2 tornadoes for Germany. And a lot of vehicles can potentially have the capacity for anti-ship missiles, not just the ones you listed, but for the time being, it will be just the Marineflieger. So only the Tornado IDS event vehicle will be getting anti-ship missiles, but we will see more in the future, probably in the next patch, right? So let's talk about these other aircraft that can receive it and kind of make a list on aircraft that can actually get aircraft that are already in game that can get anti-ship missiles, okay? So let's start with the US and go from there. So the US, we already have the A7E. And yeah, we are going to get the A6E as well, the Intruder. Both of these 2 aircraft can carry the Skipper, which is the AGM-123, which is basically a Mark 83 paveway bomb guided by laser, right? But together with a rocket engine on the back. So very interesting. And yeah, it's technically an anti-ship missile. It is guided by laser, but still. Remember, the AS-34 that we're getting in the Marineflieger is going to be an active radar homing, so it is going to have its own radar, and it will activate itself after a while in the flight, and also it will activate itself, turn on the radar, and then it will try to look for a target with the radiation of the radar, right? So yeah, the same way as the Harpoon. The Harpoon is another missile that can be added for the A6E that it's being added for as a premium, right? So this would be a little bit more of a longer range missile. It depends on the variant that we get, but it has at least 100 kilometers of range, so much greater than the AS-34, but still a missile that it doesn't run away from the same principle of working, right? Another cool missile that the Americans can have is the ESM-N2 BAT for some older aircraft, so older bombers, even the F4 Corsair, I think you can use this. So a very interesting one. It can have a version that can carry like basically an active radar, right? So yeah, very interesting, and a very old bomb, right, from the Second World War and the 50s as well. So very interesting if we get that. I forgot to mention the Harpoon has, as I said, more than 100 kilometers of range, and the speed is also not that good. It's 864 kilometers, but it has a very good basically warhead of 221 kilograms, so very cool. Going for the Germans, we already have the confirmation of the AS-34, and it's basically the only one that they can get, but there is another aircraft that can get it, the F-104G. So not only the Tornado IDS Marineflieger could have it, the F-104G can have it as well, probably only 2 of them. We already have the camouflage in the market for the Marineflieger version of the F-104, so yeah, pretty cool. For the USSR, we kind of don't have these anti-ship missiles for smaller aircraft. They actually had a different doctrine using much larger bombs and missiles. together with larger bombers and aircraft in general. So the Tu-16, the Tu-95, the Tu-22, aircraft like that can carry anti-ship missiles. But in the 60s, the 70s, they normally didn't use any type of these type of missiles in smaller aircraft like the Su-24, etc. But eventually we will get the KH-31 and stuff like that once we get that. Right now, we can have the KH-25MP, which is a version, anti-radiation version of the KH-25. It would be very similar in range and payload, but it would basically lock in radars. That means that it could lock in radars of ships as well, and it can technically be used as an anti-ship missile. MiG-27s would use that. In the future, once we get more Sukhois, more bombers, more anything like that, if we get, for example, the Su-27, Su-33, Su-34, aircraft like that, Su-30, aircraft like that can also have some anti-ship missiles, but these are older aircraft, smaller aircraft, since we don't have larger bombers. We would only have this KH-25, okay? For the UK, it has the Sea Eagle. Obviously, it is a missile, a very, very interesting missile, around 100 kilometers plus of range, 230 kilograms of warhead, and the speed is around Mach 0.85. So very, very similar to the Harpoon, okay? Very similar. The Buccaneer can also carry this. I don't know if it's the Buccaneer that we have in game, but still pretty interesting. And of course, we are getting the Sea Harrier in the game, and maybe in the future we can get the Tornado IDS GR1B, which also uses this. This is basically the Tornado IDS naval bomber for the UK. But yeah, in the game right now, with the patch, only the Buccaneer and the Sea Harrier, okay? For Japan has some cool, interesting ones. We have the Mitsubishi F1 and the F4 EJ Kai being able to carry the ASM-1 and ASM-2. The ASM-1 is a much older missile, so let's talk a little bit about that first. 150 kilograms of payload, 50 kilometers of range, with speed around the same as the other ones. It has inertial guidance and terminal active radar homing, same as in the AS-34, same as in the Harpoon, same as in the Sea Eagle. So yeah, very interesting missile. Then we have the ASM-2, which is a 90s like modification to it. The ASM-1 is from the 1980s, and the ASM-2 is from 1993. Both built by Mitsubishi. The ASM-2 having much larger range of 170 kilometers. Same kind of guidance together with GPS and other things. So yeah, very, very cool missile as well. I think we should get the ASM-1 for now, only in the F1 and the EJ Kai, but still in the far future we can get the ASM-2 as well. For France, we have some interesting ones. Apparently, the Martel is a missile that can be added. The Martel is an anti-radiation missile and a TV-guided missile. They can be used even in some Mirage 3s, the Mirage F1Cs and CTs apparently, or the CT only, if I'm not mistaken. The Jaguar, and even maybe the Mirage 2000D. So this missile would be kind of similar as in the KH-25, you know, lower range and anti-radiation, but still very, very interesting. And it has also a TV-guided one, a warhead of 150 kilograms and around 60 kilometers of range, with a max speed of 0.9. So yeah, very interesting missile. Also, we have the Armat. The Armat is one that was used only in the Mirage F1 and the Mirage 2000, and apparently some Jaguars as well. So yeah, that can be added for some of the aircraft that we have in game. Probably the CT variant of the Mirage F1, maybe the Mirage 2000D if it's added. It has around 40 to 120 kilometers of range, 160 kilograms of warhead, and Mach 0.9. So very interesting as well. And the last French missile, obviously, it's the Exocet. The Exocet would be a comparable missile to the Harpoon as well, a larger range. But the initial variants didn't have that much range, so 70 kilometers, 165 kilograms of warhead, and the speed is around the same, 0.93 as well, active guided as well. So it is basically a French Harpoon kind of thing, Sea Eagle kind of thing, same type of missile, right? Very interesting and very fun. Can be used on the Jaguar, can be used on the Mirage 2000, some variant of the Mirage 2000, and even if we get some more modern Ethendar version, like the Super Ethendar. Very, very cool. The French have a lot of missiles like this. And then the Swedish, we're going to talk about the last nation here. The Swedish can get for the RB-054, which is the Robot 04, very large missile, 300 kilograms of warhead, so way bigger, 32 kilometers, a very long range if you compare to the others, active radar homing, and it can even be used, depending on the variant, it can be used on the Lansing, the A32A, and also on the AJ37, and even in the AJS37 when it's added. Also, the RBS-15, another missile that can be added on the AJ37 and the AJS and the AJ37, right? A much more modern version from 1985 onwards, much bigger range, 70 kilometers than the first variant. The later variants can even have 300 kilometers of range, 200 kilograms of warhead, and the speed is around the same, 0.9. So yeah, very, very interesting. Each nation would have some of these missiles. Maybe the Israelis can get some French missiles, maybe the Chinese can get some other missiles as well. It is difficult to find information about these missiles in general already. So yeah, but they all basically work in the same way. They're normally INS guided, inertial guided, right? So they stabilize in the flight until a certain point, then they will turn the radar on and home for the target. Also, some of them are armed missiles, so anti-radiation missiles locking for a radar on a ship or on the surface radar system, right? So it can be used as well against ships. So yeah, very interesting. Many of these can be added right now, and the more we go into the future, the more we will see more of these missiles. Okay, so very, very nice. So yeah, but basically this is it, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you think this is useful or not, or if you like this or not. I think it always completes a little bit of the game a little bit more. I know it's not the most amazing thing ever, and it will not change the game like at all, but still it's something that it needs to be added because it had in real life, so why not have it right now? And it's a preparation for maybe a navy, a modern navy, Cold War navy in the future as well. That would make me play navy a lot. So yeah, but anyway, make sure to subscribe, trying to hit 15k until the end of the year, and I see you guys on the next one. So bye guys, see you.